I'm Steve Boffin for Acoustic Guitar Magazine, sharing with you a guitar rendition of one of my all-time favorite songs. Not just favorite Christmas songs, but favorite songs ever. In fact, I love this song so much that on December 24th, 2018, I traveled all the way from California to Austria to observe the 200th year anniversary of the first performance of Silent Night in Oberndorf, Austria. The piece was written for guitar accompaniment, and it was performed with guitar accompaniment in the key of D. So here's an arrangement of it that I've come up with in the key of D, open D tuning. And I think this arrangement captures the beauty of that really world famous hymn that's made so many people's lives a little bit better. So here we go. First thing about this arrangement, and one of the things I love the most about it, is that it's simple, but the simplicity is not there for accessibility reasons. We haven't dumbed the arrangement down to make it accessible to intermediate guitar players. The simplicity is there in service of the music. This is a fairly simple melody, and it requires a really heartfelt and simple but beautiful and rich arrangement. So despite the simplicity, there's a lot of depth in what's going to be happening technically. It'll be fairly easy to get the melody going, but to play it with a flow that the piece really requires, there's some left-hand stuff that requires you to avoid hitting the neighboring strings and snuffing their lives out, because in this arrangement we're going for maximum ring out. So we see an example of that in the very first Silent Night, which I don't play like this. It's because notice that when I do that, as soon as I play the second note, the first note dies a horrible, violent death. And we don't want that in this piece. So rather, instead of this, I go, and they can live harmoniously together. So here's how we do it. I'm keeping as much ring out happening as I can. That gets a little tricky on the part Round Yon Virgin, where we go to the big old 4 chord, because you've got to have 3 fingers down to hear it. Actually 4 fingers at one point, and you really want to have them all ringing. There's this lovely, which we're not playing like this. We're playing like that's called campanella. You may have heard that in a previous recent issue of Acoustic Guitar Magazine. You let the strings ring into each other. So that's a little bit of a tricky move there, and you'll want to spend some time practicing that, and it's really good for engaging left-hand discipline. Now, if I were going to record this piece, I would probably record it pretty closely to what you just heard me play. But if you play it for people on Christmas Eve, or in church on Christmas Eve, or in a pub on Christmas Eve, wherever you play it, you may want to have some variations to throw in. So I'll just show you a few very simple variations. You won't need these tabbed out because I'm going to explain them to you, and they're real straightforward. Very first thing you could do is, in the first couple of measures, I'm playing harmony with myself. So what am I doing? Instead of, I'm going, that's just second string, second fret, third string, first fret. Another thing you could do if you want to make it even more Hawaiian sounding is you could go. Listen how this is going to sound. All that is that move I just showed you. And then you do third string, second fret, fourth string, third fret. And the way that's going to work is. Okay, one more little variation and you're on your way. I love this little move here. Listen to it. What I'm doing is first string, 7th fret, pull off to the 4th fret, and then pull off open, and then play your next 2 strings open. So, and then go back to the arrangement that's tabbed out for you there. So with that, you're ready to go take the Christmas world by storm. Let's take a look now at some stuff with the slide. I've kept the arrangement pretty simple, mainly because I like it that way, and you'll notice that I'm just using the slide on those 4 chords and the 5 chords. If you're a fairly solid bottleneck slide player, you'll find lots of things to use the slide on here. For example, you can get right into it. Right, the very first Silent Night. You've also got Sleep in Heavenly. Sleep in heavenly peace. And then so those 3 little additions, and you have a pretty complete bottleneck slide version of Silent Night. So have at it, have fun with that. And by the way, when you're playing this piece, I recommend you wear a really cool pair of Christmas socks like I have on right now. Merry Christmas.